YouTube is rolling. Hi, YouTube.
Just tell me when the sound's on.
Sound's going.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Degenerates Clubhouse. Mondo, do you know what episode number it is this week?
69, bro.
And I have to admit, I'm a little bit worried.
Why?
Have you ever had a project that was big and you never could quite get around to starting it, and then when you finally did start the project, you just dove right in?
You kind of crammed it, and you're just kind of hoping for the best, expecting the worst.
Do you have an example of that?
Of having to just about every one of my college tests was like, not true. Maybe there was some classes where I actually took the time to study and all that. Most of them was like, oh shit, this is due tomorrow. You know.
See, I'm talking about, in this case, an even bigger project. As you know, I've been talking a while for trying to write a book.
Okay.
I spent the last month and a half outlining. I finally got to the point where I'm like, oh, I think I get it. I think I see where this story is going. And Thursday I started writing, and I've just been into it. I've been deep in the writing process. So even this morning, I got up early and I was writing. I worked my way through the first chapter, and at this point I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like 1/20th of the way done this thing. This is nuts. But I'm a little bit afraid that maybe I blew my creative wad too early.
Whoa.
Which would be a shame, because as we mentioned just minutes ago, what episode number is this?
69.
And we are planning to lean even heavier into all the sex stuff than we normally do.
Because we're filthy fucks. I think I'm probably more of a filthy fuck than you, but I also don't know. You tend to keep a lot of that stuff kind of more secretive.
Wow, way to put me on blast here, Mondo. Thanks.
No, I'm saying you're a little bit more, that's stuff that you keep private to yourself.
Mondo's like, hey, are you going to build a special dungeon in your new house? Is that what's going on?
You
gotta
catch up.
Not initially, not immediately. There is a special section of the house cordoned off. Let's not talk about that. But the whole point is we're leaning super heavily into all the sex stuff. Believe it or not, even more than we normally do.
Yeah.
So, Mondo,
let's talk about sex, baby.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
What are we have a collection of some interesting facts.
We have a list of some sex position facts that are like historical facts about sex positions. And I took a little bit of time before we started this episode to get some of the better ones, because there's 32, but they're not all that interesting. So I grabbed some of the more interesting ones.
Very important information for the listeners to know.
Yeah. So number 31 on the list. The sexual position known as 69 or 6'9" is so named because sex partners are mutually inverted. Similar to number 6 and 9 in the Kama Sutra. This position is known as the Congress of Crows.
Oh wow!
Why do you think why would it be? I don't understand why crows.
I'm confused too. Is Congress just the name for a group of crows?
No, it's murder of crows.
Yeah, that's what. Why is it? Why are they saying the Congress of Crows?
Fucking stupid Kama Sutrans. They don't know anything.
But here's the funny part. There's someone who just had their fucking mind blown, right? There's those things that you don't really think about, and they're like, wait,
that's why it's called 69?
6?
Yeah.
And a 9? A 9 is an upside down 6? Oh my God, the 9 and 6 are blowing each other. This is fucking nuts. There is at least one person that would be a revelation to.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was like, you know somebody that dumb?
Mondo's mom, if you're listening, chime in.
She's not in yet. Number 29, St. Thomas Aquinas expanded the definition of sodomy to include all sexual acts and positions other than vaginal intercourse. Sodomy was punishable by death, which would have involved a mutilation, burning at the stake, or hanging. Wow. Getting a little head and they fucking, they kill you. That's not cool.
Yeah, all because Sodom and Gomorrah, they were getting down and dirty, and then God smote them. Apparently, allegedly, God smote them.
Can I make a confession? It's kind of making me sound really stupid. I don't recall reading the Bible that closely to catch on to, or whatever, the testament of Sodom and Gomorrah with that. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't until I watched the movie Year One with Michael Cera and Jack Black, I was like, oh, that's why it calls sodomy, because the town was called anyway.
Mondo, remember how I was talking about how there'd be that person that would suddenly realize
I was talking about me.
That 6 and 9 were inverted. That the person is you, Mike.
Yeah. There's someone close to me. Number 28. In the Middle Ages, some people believed that children who were conceived in unnatural sex positions might experience birth defects. Dang, that explains my brother.
Manda, did you walk in on your brother being made? How do you know this?
No, I was like 3. I was like 3 years old. No. Number 26. In the Middle Ages, punishment for deviant sexual positions could be harsh. For example, the punishment for a woman on top position was 3 years penance. People feared that such a position reversed the natural order of the superior male and the inferior male, which makes sense. Sort of. I get it. But also, how, like, when I think of it, like, I want to express dominance, I'm like, I'm lazy, so you get on top and you do the work. Does that make sense?
From your worldview, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything. You get on top and ride it like a cowboy. Number 25. During the Middle Ages, doggy style or sex a tergo from the rear was the most sinful position except for anal intercourse. It was considered beastly because it confused the boundaries between human and animal.
Okay.
I like doggy style.
That was funny that there's that little addendum besides anal, because I believe now there is a whole thing in Christian circles of girls who are saving themselves until marriage.
Yeah,
where they're like,
anal is okay.
Yeah, they're like, no vaginal because that's for God, but the butt,
yeah,
that's for right now. I'm like, okay, all right. So apparently that dynamic has shifted a little bit.
Yeah. Number 24. While having sex in water might allow for more. The grammar on this is shit. Let me start all over again. While having sex in the water might allow to have more creative sex positions. There, I fixed it. Seawater, the pool, or a jacuzzi is full of all kinds of bacteria that can lead to urinary tract infection, a yeast infection, or worse. Thank God I didn't catch anything from my scuba blowy.
Do you remember there was the quote just earlier about how weird sexual positions could lead to birth defects or something?
Uh-huh.
I was like, maybe that's not true, but if someone had sex in the hot tub that was behind the house in college, that's how like the Toxic Avenger is born.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like a little baby Deadpool would pop out.
It's just like a mixture of everybody's semen and hot water
and like
and
weird
chlorine.
Algae and bacteria and maybe some small dead animals. I had some good ideas about fixing the house up. That was not one of them.
It was a good idea. It was just executed poorly on our behalf. Anyway,
hopefully no children were ever conceived in that hot tub. We can't be sure.
Yeah, we don't know. Number 20. Women consistently rank these 3 positions as their least favorite. Number 1, doggy style. Number 2,
really?
Yeah. Number 2, reverse cowgirl, and 3, the 69. Women report that doggy style is often painful, reverse cowgirl is too awkward, and 69 is too distracting to really enjoy themselves. Here's what confuses me. I could see how I could say if I was like if you're a chick, I could see how doggy style could be uncomfortable as fuck. Unless they're like total like face down on the pillow, ass up.
Okay.
That's technically doggy style, and that's probably a little more comfortable. Reverse cowgirl though, I heard that one is more. I think I heard that one you hit the G spot more frequently than regular sex, and 69 is just cool. So screw you, girls.
I feel like reverse cowgirl just doesn't hit it. Besides that one very particular spot, it doesn't hit some of the more mentally stimulating spots because like you can't see your partner.
Okay,
right. So there's that.
I was scratching my head at that for a second.
I do think. That's the same thing with doggy style, but I do think some women kind of like where they felt like they're being taken, like it's aggressive, but they don't have that in reverse cowgirl because they're on top, but you're not looking at each other. So I could see mentally where that wouldn't be as fulfilling.
Yeah. Number 19, sexual positions beyond missionary are technically illegal in Washington, D.C.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, is that fucking true, dude? I mean, not that I care. I don't live in Washington, D.C., but that'd be kind of funny if, like, so
it's like the politicians from Washington D.C. they can fuck everyone as long as it's missionary.
Yeah, they can fuck anybody's mouth. That's for money, but as long
they can fuck the whole country.
Yeah,
but it just has to be
missionary
on top.
Number 18, sex with a woman on top is the most dangerous position for men. Nearly half of all penile injuries occur when the woman assumed this position.
Yeah.
Half of the study's participants reported to have actually heard a cracking noise at the time of the injury. Ouch.
Oh my God, it makes me a little bit nervous, right? Like, that's one where I will have my hands firmly on the hips.
Oh, yeah, to kind of control a little
where
bit.
Like, if they get a little bit too overzealous, like, I'm just going to eject.
I used to have, this was a girl in college, so I won't say which one of the girls in college, but one of the girls in college was, when we had, like, she'd get very, very wet down there.
Okay.
And I thought it was like I was doing something right. That's the ego. But it turned out it was like she had some clinical or medical.
She had sex in the hot tub. But.
No, or maybe no. And I thought it was kind of cool, but at the same time it was kind of like when she was on top and that extra slickness. That did cross like my mind. Like if she got too crazy, that like my dingling would slip out and like break. Like it was scary. It was a thought that I was like, oh, dude, she better.
Have you ever seen the movies where like they're in a helicopter or whatever and they hit the eject button and they like fly out? There was definitely one time where I got really nervous and I launched somebody like they were ejecting out. Like,
get off.
I'm sorry.
I heard it crack. Get off. It's fucking hilarious. Number 17. Some of the more interesting names for sexual positions include scissors, the crab, the snake, the rabbit, the wheelbarrow, the willow tree, the groundhog, and the butterfly.
And Spider-Man.
What they didn't include was like, pussy cook, Cleveland steamer, and like all the like.
Do you know what the Spider-Man is?
No.
That's when you're having sex, but then you come on your hands and you throw it at their face.
Oh shit. Gross.
That's completely. I can't remember where I heard that. It was on some podcast where I was like, I get the joke. I hope no one has ever actually done that.
The donkey punch. There's a bunch of other kind of cool. The Cleveland steamer.
Yeah, most of the ones that are funny are also extremely misogynistic. So
yeah.
Like I said, I hope they're just jokes, but for sure someone has tried them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Number 10, men who suffer from premature ejaculation find that women on top position helps their problem. For some men, woman on top reduces penile sensitivity and anxiety, which helps them delay climax. That's another reason for why I want girls on top.
Yeah, because instead of there's that whole thing. Oh, you're supposed to think about baseball or Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. You know what's even more unarousing is thinking about your dick getting broken in half.
Yeah.
So just the whole time you're like, please don't break my dick. Please don't break my dick. Apparently, yeah, I could see how that would keep you from coming too quick.
The number 3, the Latin name for doggy style position is coitus morphegorum. Fergrum or something like that, which translates to sexual intercourse in the manner of wild beasts.
Nice.
In the Kama Sutra, an ancient Indian text, it is known as the cow position. Hey, baby, you want to do it in cow position?
That was doggy style, right?
Yeah, doggy style. I think most women, if you refer to it as cow position, would be like, "Are you calling me a cow?" And then there'd be the end of that sex, whatever. Number 1,
cows are sacred in India.
Yeah,
and that's because I view you like a goddess.
Yeah.
Dang, saved it. Let's go.
That would work if you're fucking like a Hindi chick or something, probably, but not a Christian gal. Number 1, Speculum alfoderi is a 15th century text devoted to sexual positions, sometimes translated as the mirror of coitus.
It's also the name for the disease that you get if you fucked in a hot tub.
Okay, yeah. The sometimes translated as a mirror of coitus, or literally a mirror for fuckers. It's described as the art of various sexual positions. All right.
Okay.
That's it for sexual position facts. I hope you guys learned something. And
this is educational. You know what? This really was in some ways.
It's like reading Rainbow, but for degenerates.
Yeah, it was a special edition of Degenerates history.
The more you know. Ring.
That would be hilarious if I have to make a graphic where it's like a play on the Degenerates history and the little rainbow star is going across. I'll get on that.
Sure. We are now going to the world of Reddit, and staying on the topic subject of just.
We'll stay on the top, the
boning,
bottom, and behind. Let's go.
Boning. Reddit question number 1, Aaron. What is the difference to you between sex and making love? Aww.
So I mean, we got into sex. Sex is you're all about physical pleasure, right?
Yep.
Like you're trying to fuck your genitalia into a state of euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, the other person's too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
That's up there. That's like 1 and 1A.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? For me mentally, like, it actually is really enjoyable when I feel like they're getting off.
Yeah,
So,
for
like,
sure, for sure. I'm not saying anything.
So like physically, obviously, I'm gonna enjoy it if I have a really good orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, I enjoy it a lot more where I feel like they had a really good orgasm to the point where I would make this trade if there was some devil's monkey paw scenario where it's like, okay, every other time you have sex you can't orgasm at all, but they're gonna feel great that second time. I'd take that in a heartbeat because mentally it would be really stimulating. But
like, for me, like one time going down abroad and like I was doing a pretty damn good job of it, and like she started like arching her back to like kind of like lean into it some more. I was like, oh, she like it. So that helped my ego some.
So basically, yeah, to try to sum it all up, I got this. Ready? When you're having sex, you're trying to fuck their body.
Okay.
But when you're making love, you're trying to fuck their soul.
I like how you made it brief and kind of digestible, but yeah, you're right. Sure. I'd have to agree with you. I think when you're, I think here tangent. I think the problem with people dating nowadays is most people aren't upfront about what they want. I think, like, it's very easy for a guy to say, "I just want to fuck." Like, that's, but there are girls out there that feel that way too. But for whatever reasons, they're unafraid to speak out on it or actually like be open and honest about like, yeah, I just want to get laid. Like, if I think it would help relationships and marriage more if people were to do that. That being said, like, there ain't nothing wrong with fucking. I've had friends where we were just benefits, and that was great, and that was awesome. But yeah, when you're making love, it's like yeah, you care about somebody. You wanna like, I think you can care about somebody and fuck them, but you can't like how do I say this?
You have to care about someone to make love.
Yes. And when you're fucking them, it could be either way. It could be you don't give two shits, or you do kind of care about them. And I think either one's cool. I think right now, I'll settle for fucking. Whoa. I don't
You know
know
the song?
No. I don't know if you're allowed to play it if this is going to be on
10
YouTube.
seconds if you stop talking.
Okay.
You stepped over the line.
If
you guys haven't heard that, it's an amazing song. It's called "I Just Had Sex" by Lolita Island. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get to the line where they go. I'm not even gonna try to sing it, but Akon, with a little bit of autotune, goes, "I just had sex, and it felt." Oh, I can't do it. Listen to the song.
Some of the answers on Reddit. User Abe Froman writes, "Sex is about the act. Making love is about the person." Aww.
Abe, you sweetheart.
User Thickum Nuggets. Their answer is the emotional connection.
Yeah, that's what Abe said, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how I said it better.
Oh, I like this one. The way this person says it's a lot better. User Godfather Owl. I was trying to read their name. It was kind of anyway. User Godfather Owl writes, "Making love. I love fucking this person. Having sex." Oh, sorry, I fucked that up. Let me start all over. Making love. I fucking love this person. Having sex. I love fucking this person. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't butcher it, it would have.
I still think the way I said it more poetic. That's fine.
Last one I'll read. User billionth times a charm writes, 50 Cent is only into one of them.
That's a great one.
Anyone that knows that what's your birthday, right? It's your birthday.
I think it's in the club.
In the club, that one. Dun, dun,
I'm into sex. I ain't into making love.
Yeah. Good one. That's it for Reddit question number 1. Reddit question number 2. What's the worst thing a woman has done on a first date?
Sure. This was, I don't know if it was Tinder. It was one of the dating sites. So you know what? This sounds like Tinder. For the purpose of the story, this was a Tinder date, and like I show up, and she's like very aggressive in terms of like just giving me shit, like right from the get go.
Like sarcastic type of giving you shit?
See,
Or?
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I think maybe in her mind she's like, oh, I'm being like playful and flirty. But it was like weird stuff where like I remember like I ordered a drink, and even at that point I wasn't really drinking a lot, so I was just getting like vodka and waters just because it's easy on the stomach, it's not a lot of sugar. And she's like, that's a little bitch drink. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Cool. It was a lot of stuff like that. She was also like doing the same thing to the bartender. Where I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. And then when we order our second round, she makes this like I thought it was a joke where she's like, I might get fucked up, but gotta be careful. My dad was an alcoholic. And
she said that on a first date?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is like 10 minutes in.
Holy
and like
Jesus.
I was definitely just like taken aback, caught off guard, if you will. So I'm like, okay, just so I know, are you an alcoholic? And then she starts bawling.
Whoa.
Just like waterworks. Like, I can't believe you would say that. How could you say something so insensitive? I'm like, holy shit. What did I just walk into?
Yeah.
And that was the other thing too. Like I remember the whole time she would say something shitty, and then she'd be like, "You want to leave? You want to leave, don't you?" And I'd be like,
Your face probably showed it though. Your face probably showed like the kind of like, oh, I made a mistake.
well,
she probably read into that.
Prior to that, no, because again, I think she had literally had people just leave in the middle of dates on her. That's where I think that was coming from. No, she was that obnoxious.
Oh no.
And I was like, no, I mean, asking me if I want to leave is kind of weird though. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And she's like sobbing. She's like, you want to leave? I'm in my head. I'm like, yes, yes, I do. I want to get the fuck out of here.
It does seem like a lot on a first date. Was she hot?
She was smoking hot.
Oh, so she was like one of those like 10 on the hot spectrum, and the crazy matched it. Like it was like way.
Dude, you know what? I have no idea what was going on. That was the first and last time I ever saw her. So maybe something happened to her family. Who knows? But it was like literally 10 minutes into the date where she mentioned her father being alcoholic. I really wanted to make sure, like, hey, just so I can maybe like spot you so we don't end up on a bender. Like, do you have problems? Waterworks.
Yeah.
I can't believe you would say that. It's so insensitive. And then I never saw her again. And I was completely fine with that.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, usually you ease into finding out crazy things about somebody. Not on the first date. They're like, oh, I'm an alcoholic. I have a problem. My dad has a drinking problem, and you want to leave, and you hate me, and saw a pity party. Like, that's like, whoa. When you said the first thing about her, saying your drink was a bitch drink, I was like, okay, I can get that. Like, if I went on a date with someone and they did this one of those things to me, I'd be like, okay, I can dig this chick's kind of like aggressive.
It wasn't that it was one. It was like just a stream of them. And it wasn't just me. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was. She was talking shit about something. I don't know if it was like the bartender's shirt didn't fit or something like that, where I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And rein it in. Yeah. You remember that whole thing about first impressions? Like, you were making a first impression that you were a thunder cunt.
Thunder cunt. Holy shit.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah, you get the gist.
Thunder cunt. What was the question again? Fuck. It was what's the worst thing a woman has done on a first date? I don't have any really bizarre ones. I would say what I guess this counts is I've been catfished before. Has that ever happened to you? Like, I got catfished. Like it was one of those online this was a long time ago. This was like 7, 8, 9 years. Like, it was a long time ago. And
they didn't look like their MySpace profile?
No, it was a dating app, but it was like I don't know what it was. It was one of the free ones. It wasn't one that you had to pay for. Anyways, from her photos, they were her. They were her probably when she was like 16 or 17 or, you know what I mean, like younger.
No, I don't understand. Why were you trying to go out with a 16-year-old?
No, she just looked younger. I was like 22. It wasn't like
same question, Mondo. Why were you trying to go out with a 16-year-old?
She looked younger, not like illegal younger, dickhead. But
okay,
anyway, but on top of that,
I'm just asking questions here.
But on top of that, like, so when we go on this date, she was a lot more full figured than. That's what I'm saying is like she could have looked like that when she was a younger person, and then ballooned up in her 20s or whatever, and just got like out of control big. Like it was pretty. I'm okay with bigger, curvier chicks. That's all good, but like you got to represent yourself kind of more accurate on those apps. I think like if you are like I don't use pictures of me when I was in high school. Like I was way thinner then. I looked how I had a hair. You know what I mean? I had chiseled cheekbones. Now I got a jowls. So it's like I don't put those pictures up.
You don't have jowls. Come on.
I don't put those pictures up on my dating profile. Like my dating profile images are like within the year. Maybe I would think. Or at least they don't inadequately represent who I actually look like.
Gotcha.
And so that was probably the shadiest or dirtiest thing chick did. But, she was nice, and we talked for a while, and even afterwards, and the dinner was great. And I think more than a few people that were sitting at the restaurant got eyes and were looking at us, too, looking at the odd couple. Like, because I had, the body I have now, more or less, and this chick was like, like pretty big, like
Jabba the Slut.
If she was a slut, I would have, been different story. But it was just more like Jabba. But yeah, that was like the worst. Being catfished was pretty fucked up.
I was just saying that she was rotund and trying to make a play on words.
Well, she was something. She was round.
Right. We're gonna move on.
Some of the answers on Reddit. Monday Sucks writes, got so nervous that she knocked a bottle of sparkling water all over me. We've been together 16 years now. I'm married.
That's
for
the
13.
worst thing.
Yeah.
Holy okay.
Yeah, that person's fucking dumb. User Tuxmando writes, she suggested we go to a party she was invited to. Most of the party she spent in the bathroom snorting cocaine and having sex with the ex-boyfriend she claimed that she hated.
It started off good, and then it just took a bad turn.
Makes it kind of more pathetic. I did meet a cool dude in the punk band. I ended up dating his sister a couple months later.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. User The Duke Inc. writes, men, please don't take women to expensive restaurants on the first date unless you are filthy rich. Women are just looking for free food. That's I think that is
true. 100%. I mean,
we're going to fucking McDonald's, Brad. I'm
just
kidding.
You also don't want to you don't want to set expectations that are unrealistic. Same thing. Like I think when you're on a first date, you don't want to dress like you just rolled out of bed. Like you want to wear clothes that reflect who you are, but you don't. But dressing up like super fancy and stuff you'd never wear, it just doesn't make sense. Like, because next time they see you, you're gonna be like, "Well, why aren't you dressed like a fucking Armani model, or what have you?" So yeah, you just want to be authentic.
I'm gonna read a couple more. I've already read these two as you were giving your explanation. They're funny. User Arcriel writes, she ate food off my plate. I'm not talking about stealing a fry either. She damn near ate everything. Ladies, this shit isn't cute.
Oh shit, he went out with that same girl you did who catfished you.
Yeah, dude. If you want to, I remember like asking her because I normally just order like my meal and a drink or something like that. Like I never ordered appetizers, but I was like, do you want to order some appetizers? I remember getting like 2 or 3 appetizers with this broad.
It was like you remember that sketch with Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and David Spade, where they're all like I think they're supposed to be high school girls at the mall, and I just remember Chris Farley like ordering all this food, and they're like, "Whatever, Tiffany, you're gonna break your diet." And he's like, "Lay off me, I'm starving."
Yeah. Last one I'll read. User Rob Wins 2022. I had a woman at a first date start complaining about how awful it was to have to live around, and he spelled it out, by the way, N-words. He spelled out the word. I won't repeat.
Okay.
By the way, this was at a mixed-race coffee shop, and she did it loudly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? That one takes the cake. That the girl who was giving everybody shit and then went into hysterics was not enough to make me get up and leave in the middle of the date. I certainly did not try to extend it.
Yeah.
That's one where I'd be like, and I will see you later. Peace out.
Yeah, sorry. I'll talk to you never. Bye.
That is the line.
And that was it for the world of Reddit, sir.
But
Aaron.
The line for walking out on a date, we just found a really clear one. But the line for what is doable in movies when it comes to sex scenes
is
very fluid.
Haha, fluid, get it?
I did.
Awesome.
I got it and I said it. So we are going to discuss some of the greatest, not necessarily in terms of actual sexiness, but most maybe memorable is a better way to put it, sex scenes in movie history. First one on the list, Mondo.
Okay.
Monsters Ball. And the scene was between Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry. And I think it's of note because Halle Berry won the Academy Award for Best Actress after Monsters Ball. Are you familiar with the scene?
That's what she gets railed doggy style. That's pretty cool.
And you know what? Halle Berry, obviously smoking hot. That's actually one of the main characters she plays in movies is Smoking Hot Girl.
Yeah.
She was like Smoking Hot Mutant in X-Men. She was sort of smoking hot, a little bit unstable and hurt person in Monsters Ball. That's one of her go-tos. Billy Bob Thornton is sort of terrifying and has sexual magnetism at the same time.
Yeah. He was with Angelina Jolie for the longest time, and they were doing their weird shit.
Yeah, apparently they had like vials of each other's blood. So he definitely brought something to that scene as well. And I personally, I don't know about you, I support Halle Berry getting an Academy Award for having to do a sex scene with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if you think she took that into account. She's like, I might get an Oscar for this. Okay.
I don't know, because I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I don't remember the plot or premise of it, but I remember there was like some IT sci-fi element hacking shit. Anyway.
That's a different movie, but okay.
No,
that's Swordfish. That's a whole different movie.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I fucked it up. I crossed them.
Next movie, it's actually a series of movies that I don't think either one of us have seen, but need to be discussed, is the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy.
Trash. Hated it.
Here's the thing. Maybe it's trash, but the trilogy sold more than 150 million copies worldwide.
Yeah, because women are fucking evil, dark, sexual creatures, and that book and the movies allow them to express.
Do you have to add evil? Are they evil, Mondo? Just because they want to explore their sexual urges too? That makes them evil? God, you're like those puritanical people who want to burn down Sodom and Gomorrah. What's wrong with you? Let them fly their free flags. And it was really weird though. I was a women's lacrosse coach, and I'd go to tournaments, and like in between games, you would see some of the coaches reading 50 Shades of Grey. And like one of my coaching friends asked me if I read it. And I like, that's where I draw the line. I actually read the first book in the Hunger Games trilogy because I knew a bunch of the kids were reading it. I'm sorry. I want to connect with you as a colleague and everything. I'm not reading 50 Shades of Grey. But dude, I think that was good. It was a needed outlet and release, and maybe, just maybe, that led to some women feeling a little bit more comfortable being kinky in the bedroom. I support it.
But let's be real. The reason these chicks allowed it to happen is because a dude had money. You know what I mean? Like the main character in the 50 Shades, like dude was a deviant, but he was allowed to be a deviant because he had money. So these women were into like the power and all this stuff behind. So it was like, yes, like there's no way you're gonna let some broke ass dude do some of the shit that rich billionaire dude does.
Not until after those books came out. Moving on, Avatar, and we were talking about the James Cameron movie Avatar, not the animated series of same name. I did watch that. If there was a sex scene in the animated Avatar: The Last Airbender, I definitely blocked that out. We were talking about the tendril sex scene in Avatar. Do you see that one?
Yeah, because they have the long ponytailed organs. I guess it looks like it's part of their hair kind of thing, and then they use those to like they intertwine and they do like some sex thing. It was weird. It's like
yeah, and that was fine. You know what? That was a sort of poetic way to show sex from a different species, but there's a big but. That's also the thing that they used to control the animals.
Yeah. So it's like if I use my dick to,
yeah,
get.
Yeah, if it's like you wanted to ride a horse and you just really had to ride it, you couldn't ride it side saddle. You could only ride it from the back.
Oh no, Jesus!
Scotsmen are like, what? What's wrong with that? I don't understand.
Sheep fuckers, sheep shaggers.
The next movie on the list, I just wanted to put that in there because I remember that coming out when I think we were in high school or maybe late middle school. Wild Things. There was a threesome between Nev Campbell, Denise Richards, and what was his name, Matt Dillon, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
That was just a really hot scene.
Nev Campbell's hot already, already, and Denise Richards also hot, and Denise Richards,
young Denise Richards for sure.
Even older, she's attractive. She's like a MILF. She's like a MILF, or probably GILF now. I don't know how if she's got grandkids, but yeah, both of them in their prime, or even at the time of the Wild Things, they were younger and toit.
Well, and listen, children, gather around the fire, and I'll tell you a tale of our youth. Back in my day, it was harder to get porn when you were a young man.
Yeah,
they had to sneak really sexy scenes into movies, and I swear to God, somebody out there was like, "Okay, we want a sex scene with Nev Campbell and Denise Richards. Just write a whole movie around so we can make that happen. Go."
Yeah.
And that movie was Wild Things. God bless them. Maybe it was not the masterpiece of high art that some other movies were, but it fulfilled a very specific role, and I appreciate them for that. But I'm not gonna lie. That movie cannot hold a candle to the sex scene that's coming up next. Team America World Police. Good God, that is
puppets fucking.
Oh, just graphic puppet sex. That movie did a great job, kind of in the same way that South Park does. And the Team America World Police is from the creators of South Park, and where they used kind of janky production values. In South Park, it was kind of silly animation, and Team America World Police, it was just really cheesy puppeteering to sort of soften some of the more crass humor. And man, if you've never seen two puppets just going at it doggy style, you're missing out. And I do want to add, I this is not from the puppet sex, but there's one of the all-time greatest monologues in movies, and this was it. We're dicks. We're relentless, arrogant, stupid dicks, and the Film Actors Guild are pussies, and Kim Jong-il is an asshole. Pussies don't like dicks because pussies get fucked by dicks, but dicks also fuck assholes. Assholes that just want to shit on everything. Pussies may think they can deal with assholes their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls. The problem with us dicks is they fuck too much, or they fuck when it isn't appropriate, and it takes a pussy to show them that. But sometimes pussies can be so full of shit that they become assholes themselves, because pussies are an inch and a half away from the assholes. I don't know much about this crazy, crazy world, but I do know this. If you don't let us fuck this asshole, we're going to have our dicks and our pussies all covered in shit. Oh, that's just cinema at its finest, guys. If you've never seen that movie, you need to check it out. The next movie on our list is Deadpool, which just features a very creative sex scene montage.
Yeah, Miranda Baccarin is fucking hot. Dude, I first remember seeing her in the Firefly series show. Thought she was hot then, and a much more older Miranda Baccarin. Let's face it, what's his name is an attractive dude too. So it's like two hot people fucking.
And so in this montage, Miranda Baccarin and Ryan Reynolds just sort of fuck their way through the different seasons. So they're wearing Halloween costumes, fucking Halloween. They've got little, I think they have little Santa hats while they're fucking on Christmas. The two that really stand out is when they get to Lent, they're just like both sitting there reading books, which is a nice little joke. But the one that everybody remembers is they get to International Women's Day, and there's a little bit of pegging going on.
Yeah.
There's Marina Baccarin is strapped up and ready to go. If you catch my drift, Armando.
Yeah, I get it.
Strapped up with the strap on. Get it?
I wouldn't
Strapped
do
up?
it. I wouldn't do it.
If it was Marina Baccarin.
Only if we were making. Wait, hold on. Only if we were making love.
If you're making love.
If we're fucking, that's no way. But if we're making love, all right, have at it.
The next scene on our list is from the 1992 movie Basic Instinct, where like they just did not give a fuck. They're like, we're gonna just put a hardcore porn scene in a mainstream movie because it's the 90s. We do what we want. That scene was between Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah, Sharon Stone's famous scene of the whole leg thing and all that, showing her
I
vajayjay.
think that was from a different movie. But yeah, Sharon Stone was one of the sex symbols
Yeah.
of the era. I think I'm trying to remember the movie that you're talking about. I think that was a different one though.
All right.
Shoot, I'm gonna move on. I wanted to look it up, but I'm reading the thing, so I can't do that. The next to last movie on the list is Titanic. Leo DiCaprio, who's a sexual fiend. Speaking of me giving you shit about 16-year-old girls, Leonardo DiCaprio would be like, okay, 2 more years, and then it's my time to shine. But it was, Leo and Kate Winslet, and there was, of course, the famous scene where he's sketching just beautifully naked Kate Winslet, and he says, "Draw me like one of your French." Oh no, she says it. She says that would have been a lot weirder if that was a role reversal. It was naked Kate Winslet sketching Leonardo DiCaprio. No, she says, "Draw me like one of your French girls, Jack," and then they steam up the windows.
Yeah, I remember them boning in the I think it was like a Model T or whatever fucking cars were around back then, and then the glass just gets all foggy. I'm like, "Ooh, that's some good hot fucking." I've done that inside my car a couple times. Pretty cool.
Good to hear. And the last movie on the list, I'm going to say, is the most iconic sex scene in the history and future of cinema to come. Get it? And probably, like, if there's alternate universes, parallel worlds, still the most iconic sex scene, and that is Jason Biggs in American Pie fucking the pie.
Yeah, it's a memorable one for sure. I mean, hell, it's why the franchise survived. If you think about it, they made like 6 movies off of the American Pie franchise, and it was all from that scene. Like, that scene put the movie on the spot, like on the spotlight, and obviously that's why they made, like I said, a ton of spin-offs and shit.
Well, and you got to remember, at the time, raunchy movies had just not pushed the boundaries that far yet. So that was like shocking. We're like, no, he's not going to. There's no way. Because they set it up. You saw where it was going, and you still were sort of in disbelief. And I think the genius of that scene was, like, they pushed the boundary of where it was no longer, it wasn't like completely so creepy and fucked up that it wasn't funny, but like they got right up to the edge.
Yeah.
And then Jason sort of Biggs stuck his dick, and they're like, "Oh, we're past the edge," and then he pulled it out, and he was like, "No, we're back, we're back on the safe side of the line." And that movie and that scene will live in infamy. Jason Biggs, you may have ruined your whole career by sticking your dick in a pie, but we salute you, sir.
Yeah, because wasn't that kind of part of a little bit of a bit where I'm referred to as the pie fucker. No matter what I do, people will always remember me as the pie fucker.
Dude, you stuck your dick in a pie.
Yeah.
And that was our review of some of the greatest sex scenes in history.
The next list we're going to do is a top 10 desserts that we put our dick in. Aaron, number 10.
Lemon meringue pie.
Whoa.
It felt good, but it stung a little bit. Be careful.
Oh shit. Oh man.
We didn't prepare that.
No,
We improv that for you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Degenerates in Canada. We love you.
How far are we into the episode?
We are right now approximately 43-ish minutes.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Let's
go. You know what? We're gonna take a brief detour from the sex stuff, and we are gonna talk about a Netflix show.
Oh, we're gonna try to mix in some of the sex stuff you watch.
Let me pull that up real quick. This week new on Netflix, we're reviewing Station 11, which is actually not on Netflix. It is on HBO Max. Station 11 is based on the book of same name by Emily St. John Mandel. As far as I can tell, our girl ESJM was like, okay, I want to write Mad Max, but somehow make it even weirder, have Mel Gibson be a girl, and swap biker gangs for high school theater troops. I think that's a pretty good summary. Because, at its heart, Station 11 is a post-apocalyptic story where a swine flu wipes out 999 out of every 1,000 people on Earth. And this had to be absolutely insane for the cast because they started filming the show in January of 2020, like right as Corona is breaking. So like the way I thought about it, that would be like filming the movie Accused and then going to a Harvey Weinstein dinner party. Speaking that did not make our top sex scene list because that is a fucked up scene. Like you could probably just skip that altogether. Yeah, in the movie Accused.
I have not seen that movie.
You get it from context.
That's
but
all I
look,
needed.
on a brighter note, the show's cinematographer for Station 11, Steven Cosins, did an amazing job, I thought. The show is absolutely gorgeous, and it's shot with really rich, vibrant colors, unlike most post-apocalyptic shows.
Yeah.
Like Walking Dead is like one step away from being a black and white movie, practically. Very, very muted color palette. And in another unusual choice, the episodes in Station 11 unfold using nonlinear storytelling. Shows like Lost made this popular, using flashbacks as a tool to disguise shitty character development. But Station 11 uses a much more uneven approach, jumping back and forth between different timelines, sometimes giving you only second-long flashes of the past or future. It serves as an interesting narrative tool and does a phenomenal job making you forget how little certain aspects of the show make sense. Like, did the virus also wipe out 99% of all solar technology? And did the virus somehow make future horses stronger? Because, like, how in the world did a single horse pull an 8,000-pound travel trailer? Don't think about it. Did you like that sort of jumping back and forth, or did you find it distracting?
I think the show needed it.
Yeah,
I didn't particularly like it, but I think the show needed it to.
I agree. I think it worked. I think for this show it worked, whereas some other shows that might have been annoying.
Yeah.
But it also kind of kept you guessing a little bit about how certain things unfolded or where certain people ended up. And let's see. I'd say all in all, it's best not to think too heavily about the logistics of Station 11 and focus on tremendous performances by the actors. The show stars Mackenzie Davis as Kirsten, a pre-pan survivor.
The older Kirsten.
Correct. Yeah, she's appeared in a lot of post-apocalyptic movies and shows. You may remember her as a Terminator in Terminator Dark Fate. She was a member of the Replicant Freedom Group in Blade Runner 2049. And she was herself on a 2018 episode of The Late Show with James Corden, which to me was the most terrifying post-apocalyptic show of them all. Fucking James Corden. Do you like that guy?
No, he annoys me and his show, and it's just too. Anyway, it's not my my cup of tea.
I know it was harrowing watching that episode for research purposes. And I think Mackenzie Davis is a very capable lead, but I felt some of the supporting actors really stole the show in true theater kid fashion. In particular, I thought Matilda Lawler was phenomenal as young Kirsten, possibly the most adorable homicidal maniac to ever grace the small screen.
Yeah, she was good.
There's a scene where she's just like stone-faced learning how to throw knives.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, this is terrifying.
Yep.
I lost my place. Hold on. Oh yeah, Daniel Zavato was amazing playing Holden Caulfield if he started a cult. And Himesh Patel is great as Jeevan in Adventures in Post-Pandemic Babysitting. Was there any other actors that really jumped out to you?
I don't know the actress's name, but the cast, the traveling whatever they're called,
Traveling Symphony.
There was the one girl that was always playing second fiddle to Kirsten. That in the end kind of I thought she did a great job acting.
So just to clarify what Mondo was talking about, in the sort of future timeline, which I think takes place like 20 years after this pandemic, Kirsten is a member of this traveling theater group and musicians called the Traveling Symphony, and they have this loop that they go, and they call it the Wheel, where they visit different sort of survivor towns, and they perform, it seems like mostly just Shakespeare.
Mostly Shakespeare, yeah. Like it's all serious drama and done with, torches and homemade costumes.
It's fun. So you like the actors playing the character who was actually trying to upstage Kirsten in the show.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yeah, the other one is the not the two actors, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The guy that ends up going to the airport and he like does his own thing. The
Old gay Conor McGregor.
old gay Conor McGregor. His acting was like holy shit. Like
He was great, and he delivers. It was a sort of a takeoff of the Independence Day monologue.
yeah. It was the Independence
Pretty
Day.
much.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because it's like it is a very serious sort of tense show, and like he was trying to pull people together, and he did it by
reciting fucking
a
scene from a fucking show.
So the show is a lot more serious than a lot of the shows that we've talked, and it juggles themes of family and loss. But I'd say the main motif is the role of art. It explores how art can give people hope even when things seem bleak, how art can inspire people to push forward even when they feel abandoned, and find their inner strength to recruit an army of expendable child soldiers.
Fuck.
That is the thing that happens.
Uh-huh.
But most of all, it shows how art can bring people together, whether it's from different backgrounds or different timelines. So, if you didn't like Station 11, you're like totally not cool and are officially uninvited from being in my play. I give Station 11 a dramatic 8 out of 10 stars.
Ooh, you liked it more than I liked it. I thought it was more like a 7.
Yeah, we're in the same ballpark. I'm glad that you liked it that much because I didn't know if this would be your cup of tea at all.
Like I said, when you asked me earlier about the timeline jumping and all that, I think if it wasn't for the timeline jumping and they just told a linear story, like you would watch it and be like, why? You would tell you like, why the fuck am I watching this show? This is a fucking waste of time. But like Aaron said, the fact that they did this time sequence jumping up and down thing, it led to like clues. It's like you're unraveling a kind of a mystery on your own, just trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
Putting a puzzle together with like half the pieces.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the timeline stuff added to it. For sure, there were some very good, strong acting performances in the show. But I think outside of that, like the actual plot of it and how they go about it was kind of like, all right.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like a lot of it just doesn't really make sense if you delve into that. And at the end, which I enjoyed, it really was much more of a show about character and theme.
Yeah.
Because like if you look, like a lot of these, post-apocalyptic shows really are sort of plot driven. It's we have to get the thing from here so we can get the car, and it's like it's a very tried and true formula. And this was a little bit different, and just to me, it felt way less depressing than those shows. I think because of that.
Yeah.
And again, I do go back to it was shot so differently. I really thought so much of the way they saw this future world was actually kind of beautiful, where everything was overgrown. It was very green and lush. There's this like plant life everywhere.
Yeah, because everything's overgrown. Everything nothing's been kept. There's no people farming. Everything is just growing out of control.
And the characters are dressed in really bright colors, which again you don't normally see. So it kind of hit differently. And there is one moment in particular where they tie the play of Hamlet really beautifully into everything that's happening. And that was the one moment in the show where I was just like, chef's kiss, like bravo.
Yeah.
And I think for me personally, a lot of the other sort of frustrating elements in the show felt a little bit more earned when they tied it all together like that. So again, 8 out of 10 for me, and I actually think the 7 out of 10 for Armando is even higher praise. Because, like I said, I thought Armando might be like one episode in and be like, fuck the show.
Yeah, no, we had I in the beginning, I really was like, okay, I want to see this. I want to see what's going. Nice. But the way it had wrapped up felt like, okay, all right. I appreciate it for what it was supposed to be. You're right. The whole build up with the Hamlet, I guess ties and parallels. It made me want to like read Hamlet because if I did, I was like in high school when I did it, or maybe college. I don't remember when, but
high praise for a show. It made someone want to read Shakespeare.
Yeah. I mean, I want to read it to see. It might strengthen some of the bigger ties in the show. Another thing I asked Aaron about it because there is a fictitious like graphic novel in Station 11 that plays a very important role with the entire plot structure. And I asked Aaron if he knew that if that book was actually like a real thing, and I guess we determined that it isn't. It isn't really.
I tried to find it, and
Yeah.
it does not seem to actually exist.
Because if it did exist, I think that's another thing I would want to read to maybe provide further like context with what was going on in the show. Because you kind of get some of it sprinkled in, you know.
I mean, essentially, it's a graphic novel that's just so amazing that it starts a whole religion, basically.
Yeah.
Which, I think it's good that they only explored it in small sections, because I think it probably would have been ultimately disappointing if they tried to give you the entire thing. You'd be like, oh, this isn't as cool as it seemed like it was in the show. But, Mondo, I've got one last question for you.
I remember Damage.
That could be a sexual position. I remember Damage. Yeah, and on that note, because we do have to tie this all back into the theme of the whole show. Who on the cast is most bangable?
Most bang? I'd have to look them up.
This is not a show where you watch it thinking about this.
Yeah. I'd have to look it up.
Is it old gay Conor McGregor?
No, come on, man.
What?
I'm all for gay.
He had a certain sexual magnetism. I mean, not unlike Billy Bob Thornton.
No.
Do you deny that?
What? Billy Bob Thornton having some sexual?
No, that the guy in Station 11 had a little something something.
No, not the fucking old Conor McGregor dude. No. I'm looking.
I mean, I know who the answer.
Are you
pretty quickly, but
are you gonna say Lori Petty?
Who's that?
The girl from Tank Girl and whatever. In the army now.
No, I wasn't gonna say her. She was the director of the traveling symphony.
Yeah. I would just go with the obvious, just the main character. I would think Mackenzie Davis. Although she doesn't like really do it for me, but yeah, she's
like physically attractive for sure. As far as the characters in the show, I'd be a little bit scared if I'm talking about the character, not the actress. Like, which character was the most bangable?
I don't know.
Because I feel like she might like slit your throat when she was done.
Yeah.
The one who was she gave a very understated but strong performance, and there was certainly some sexual magnetism. Was the Miranda character who wrote the Station 11 comic book?
Oh, the African American broad. Yeah.
She was sexy as hell, and like she might like light the building on fire.
Yeah.
But like that would be hot, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. No, I didn't get a boner one because she did have like that. Some artistic people are naturally, they're not of this world. The way that they carry themselves, the way that they live, the way that they just do things, and this.
Yeah, it's like having sex with an alien.
This
it's
girl,
not a turn on.
This girl that writes the Station 11 fiction book is one of these like artistic people for sure. Like she's off her rocker a little bit. So that did not give me any. I did not get any sexual nothing from her at all.
All right, fair enough. That concludes episode 69. We did it, guys. We got through it.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
I like I said, Armando, I was really afraid that I'd spent my creative wad too early, but I sort of charged back up, and we got round 2, and let's go.
Thank you guys for listening and watching us on YouTube's Sundays at around 2-ish or 2:30-ish or 2:45. But just jump on YouTube around that time. Check us out. Talk shit to us on our YouTube chat. Twitch coming up soon, pretty soon. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys in a week. Bye-bye.